Okay, so welcome everyone. My name is Gunsorek with the Morphic Field, and this is Wednesday Morphic Field Tribe constellation, and we're going to gonna flip my camera in a moment so everyone can follow along at any time to this constellation. Just have a quiet space, a flat surface in front of you, tabletop, post-its, little piece of paper are fine, and a pen. You can mirror what I'm doing as well. So I'm actually gonna mute all you guys, and we'll share at the end. All right, so doing that, and I'm gonna flip my camera. All right. We're gonna drop into the field here. Connecting to the unseen. Let's get some focus here. All right. So we're going to first bring me now into the field. So we're going to write me now on a Post-it with that arrow up top. That's the arrow in which you're facing in the field, like it's a living map. We're going to place me now in front of us. I'm going to actually come a little bit closer here. All right, so placing your hand on the piece of paper representing me now. And let's get really present to you in the current moment. Getting present to the experience of now. And you and your with your consciousness, your awareness of you. How is it to be you now? So notice the life, the breath, the life within you. How is the experience of this moment and this moment and this moment? So let's bring your awareness to your headspace. What's going on in your headspace? Perhaps releasing some tension, releasing some thoughts. Noticing the physicality or feeling the physicality of your headspace. Bringing awareness to your thoughts. Allowing them to exist, including all of them. And releasing what there is to release. And let's bring our awareness down through our body, feeling our shoulders relax, down to our heart space. Feeling our heart space expand, open. Feeling the love centered, the wisdom centered in our heart space. And now feeling that connection with our mind space, the heart space connection with our mind space. Allowing that to flow freely. And as we do that, just take a nice breath, becoming conscious of the breath that we take, this life force that is the breath. Renewing our body with each breath. Let's renew our bodies right now with that breath. And let's bring our awareness to the other spaces, areas of our body, our arms, to our fingertips. Feeling that energy and also information, wisdom. Then going down our torso and feeling the intelligence in our abdomen area, our feeling center. Acknowledging our feelings and the wisdom there. Let's bring our awareness to our legs, feeling the support of what we're sitting on, going down to our feet, feeling the support and the connection to Mother Earth. The healing connection with Mother Earth. Feeling that exchange always, right now, and always. We're going to add the next part in. We're going to look at ourself today. So first part we're going to bring in, we're going to write my newborn self. So writing my newborn self, and again, drawing that arrow, that's the direction in which your newborn self is facing. And let's place your newborn self in front of you. And let's first place our hand on me now, and let's look at our newborn self. What is it like to look at your newborn self? Really see her. Welcome her in. Welcome her in this world, to this world. So what is it like for you in this current moment to connect with your newborn self? Now let's place your hand on your newborn self, so my newborn self. And let's bring her into the field here, feeling what it's like to be her. Perhaps you're noticing her behave in a certain way, feeling her needs. What is it like to be her? You may be seeing a certain scene. Allow that to come to the surface. Feeling what she needs. Perhaps feeling what she didn't get. Or didn't get enough of. Now let's place one hand on me now and the other hand on my newborn self. And let's bring her to you now. So perhaps placing the post-it closer to me now. And let's embrace her, let's hold her. What is it like to hold her? And tell her, you can tell her out loud or to yourself, I wasn't able to be there for you then, but I am here for you now. See if you can give her what she needs now. What is it that she really needs? You can tell her, I will give you what you really need, whatever that is. Tell her that you love her. See if there's anything else you want to say to her. Welcoming her into this world. See how she responds with this affection, this attention from you. And let's go ahead and integrate with her. So let's place my newborn self under me now. And let's feel her within you now. So placing your hand on both your newborn self and you now. What does it feel? How does it feel to acknowledge her presence within you? With the acknowledgement of you will be there for her now, for her needs. Acknowledgement of that you couldn't before, but now you can. So feel her within you. We're going to go to the next part. We're going to look at my 5-year-old self. So we'll write my 5-year-old self, again with that arrow up top. And I wrote like my 5-year-old self would write, okay? Let's place my 5-year-old self in front of me now. And placing your hand, let's place your hand on me now first. And let's stand in the shoes of you in the current moment. Let's look at your 5-year-old self. Allowing her to come forth. What do you see? Maybe she's wearing certain clothing. Maybe she's in an environment somewhere. How do you feel towards her? Perhaps you've been noticing her come out lately, wanting some attention. How does she do that? How does she try to get your attention? Now let's place our hand just on my 5-year-old self. Noticing how your body perhaps changes, how she holds herself. What is her mental awareness, her mental capacity? What are her feelings? How does she feel? You may be noticing a particular scene or memory at this time. So now look at, in the shoes of your 5-year-old self, look at me now. And you may want to place your other hand on me now as well. What is it like for your 5-year-old self to look at me now? What is it like for her to see you as an adult? To see herself as an adult? Let's ask our 5-year-old self what she really needs, what she needs, perhaps that she didn't get at that time. And then asking her what she really, really needs, if there's something that's underneath what she needs. And so standing in the shoes of me now, can you give this to her? How do you respond? Can you tell your 5-year-old self, standing in the shoes of me now, that I wasn't able to be there for you then, but I am here for you now. And go ahead and take a step towards your 5-year-old self and embrace her, hold her, love her. Just hold her and tell her how special she is. See if there's anything else you now want to say to your 5-year-old self. Is there some wisdom you want to tell your 5-year-old self? Something that she doesn't know yet? Let's ask our 5-year-old self to join us, to integrate with us. So let's place our 5-year-old self under me now, integrated also with my newborn self. And let's place your hand on the integrated self here. Just take a nice breath as that integrates, as you integrate with you. Again, feeling the energy of that information throughout your body as she rejoins with this new relationship to her. Perhaps more of her joining you now as she is now welcomed and safe and loved. So more of her can join you, the self. All of her can. Also, notice how your newborn self relates to your 5-year-old self. And let's bring the next part in. We're going to bring in my 10-year-old self. My 10. If there is a slightly different year that you want to bring in, please do. And it actually may show up as a different year. So my 10-year-old self, and let's place your 10-year-old self in front of me now integrated. Let's go ahead and place your hand on me now. Let's first look at your 10-year-old self standing in your shoes now. What is it like to look at your 10-year-old self? What do you see? Again, noticing how the physical appearance is, how she's holding herself. You may also start to notice more of an environment and social construct. So noticing if there's a scene, memory. How do you feel towards your 10-year-old self? How well do you know her? How much attention has she gotten from you? And then let's place our hand on my 10-year-old self and really bring her into the field. Letting her know it's safe to come forth, to show herself. So again, feeling, standing in the shoes of your 10-year-old self. What is the experience of her? Noticing the shift of mental capacity from your 5-year-old self. So noticing the shift as your 10-year-old self, the experience, thoughts, feelings, awareness of environment. And then we can also place our other hand on me now, and let's connect with your 10-year-old self. Let's see what your 10-year-old self needs. So ask her what she needs from you. And then also feel into what she really needs from you. She may have a request of you to do something with her, to be with her. Maybe something she wasn't able to do or allowed to do. Maybe she wants to have a certain communication, to be heard in a way. Tell your 10-year-old self that standing in the shoes of you now, that you were not able to be there for her then, but you are here for her now. And go ahead and take a step to her and embrace her. So hold her, hug her. Give her love. Feel her love back to you now. Feel how she responds to the love that you give her. See if there's any other communication between you now and your 10-year-old self. Perhaps there's a promise of doing something with her. Of building your relationship with her. And ask your 10-year-old self if she will integrate with you now. Go ahead and place her underneath me now. So integrating with also your 10-year-old self, and let's feel into this. Just take a big breath. And welcoming all of her back, all of your 10-year-old self, all the parts that were perhaps exiled, shunned, are all welcomed back. To feeling her within you, feeling her energy within your body. And now noticing all the parts within you, all the ages, your newborn self, your 5-year-old and your 10-year-old self. Welcoming them home. Nurturing, taking care of them, loving them, holding them. See how they notice each other or are related. What's the relationship among themselves? And we're going to bring our 15-year-old self now. So my 15-year-old, and again, if there's a slightly different year you want to bring in, go ahead and do that with that arrow. That's the direction of which your 15-year-old self is facing. Let's place her in front of me now. Let's first look at your 15-year-old self standing in the shoes of you now. What is it like to look at your 15-year-old self? And perhaps she has been showing herself lately. So what do you see? You may see her dressed a certain way, with a certain kind of attitude. There may be more of a social construct around her environment. How do you feel towards your 15-year-old self? What's it like to look at her? Notice if you have opinions about her. So let's place your hand on my 15-year-old self. Let's really bring her forth. Letting her know that she is wanted and special, and perhaps this was a challenging time. Letting her know that we want to welcome all of her back. So feeling into her shoes, what's the experience like as your 15-year-old self? As we've progressed in the ages here, noticing her mental experience, her body experience, her opinions, the development at this age. How does she relate to herself and to her social environment, to the authority? So noticing the development of that at this age. And we can also place our other hand on me now. Let's look at her. Let's connect to her. And let's ask her what she needs. Let's ask our 15-year-old self what she needs. Also noticing how your 15-year-old self, what she thinks about you now. And asking her what she needs. Perhaps it's a little more complex at this age. So asking her what she really needs, feeling into what's really wanted, what she's missing. And perhaps she wants to tell you something. Maybe she wants you to listen. Tell your 15-year-old self that you were not able to be there for her then, but you are here for her now. And take a step towards your 15-year-old self. And let's hold her, hug her. She's still a kid. Keep holding her. Keep holding her. Tell her that you love her. See if there's anything else that you want to tell her, to acknowledge about how it was for her. And see if you can give her what she needs right now, what your 15-year-old self really needs. And perhaps she wants to belong. Perhaps she wants to be loved. So welcome any parts of her that were shunned or felt shunned. Welcome them back. Tell those parts you love them too. And that you're here for them too. And let's bring her back home. Let's integrate with her. So placing your 15-year-old self underneath me now, let's integrate with her as well. Just take a nice breath as you do that. So welcoming your 15-year-old self back home. Feeling all the parts within you, the ages, newborn self, 5, 10, 15-year-old, now all relating to one another, now all integrated, all welcomed back home. Feel yourself now taking care of them. Nurturing, nourishing, loving. Feel them comfortably in your body. We're going to add one more part in here. We're going to call it all the ages of me. I know this wording is strange, but we're going to write all the ages of me. So we're going to look at all the ages of me. Then drawing that arrow up top. Let's place all of the ages of me in front of me now. So first we're going to place our hand on me now, integrated. And let's look at all of the ages of you. Maybe seeing yourself go through the ages. You may be getting flashes of particular ages. Including in utero. So looking at all the ages of you, acknowledging all of the years, all of the time, all of the growth, all of the experience, the journey, the adventures, the ups, the downs, the life that you've experienced. And let's place our hand now on all of the ages of me, and let's see what shows up here for you. So standing in the shoes of all of the ages of you. And maybe noticing the growth and the wisdom, the element of time, the progression. The building and shedding. Acknowledging your life, acknowledging what you've been through, what you've endured, what you've let go of, what you've created, who you are. And let's place, leaving one hand on all the ages of me and the other hand on me now. Let's connect with this. connect with this, again, wisdom and information, allowing it all to be as it is and as it is not, allowing your life to be as it is and as it is not. And let's just place our hand on me now and go ahead and say out loud or to yourself what your age is. So you can say I am, and then whatever your age is, years old. So acknowledging your age right now in the field. And as you do that, go ahead and honor all the ages of you. Honor your life here in whatever way is appropriate for you. Paying tribute to yourself and all of your years. Well done. Look at how you've grown. Look at who you are. Let's go ahead and integrate with all of the ages of me. So placing that underneath me now integrated. And just take a nice big breath, integrate. Feeling all of the history of you and all of the parts of you and all of you integrated, acknowledged, honored. Again, feeling your growth, wisdom, all of that energy and information within you, all that you are, all included. We'll just take a few more moments to allow that to integrate. If there's anything that you want to acknowledge to yourself, please say that to yourself out loud or to yourself. Anything that wants to be acknowledged. I suggest acknowledging how awesome you are. Okay, I think we'll end this here. And you can always go back and feel into this integration after this constellation. And I'm gonna flip my camera. If I would love for you guys to share how that was for you. So just you have to unmute. Actually, I'll unmute you guys. I'll unmute all of you. Accidentally unmuted. Okay. Melanie, I think I'm unmuting you and then you're, there we go. Okay. Who wants to share?
Oh, that was really sweet. There was just such an innocence in the beginning and just like a really natural journey. It felt almost effortless. Really did feel, it felt given, it felt filled with ease, it felt very nurturing, and it also just felt very clear. It was very much like, this is the right thing to do in this moment. This is so given. This is so provided for. This is so what is being asked. And there's just this, yeah, ease of just like sweetness and love, and also some excitement about being in this moment right here. Like, this feels like a really special moment. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
I could go. You know what? At first, I didn't really understand what you said about newborn self. I thought it was like me being reborn now, which
Gotcha.
but I was like, that was so appropriate because things are happening in my life right now where I feel like I'm being reborn right now. So it could be me both, right? So
I
yeah,
had an accident that you went there. That's great.
yeah,
I thought that's
I
what you
enjoyed
were
that.
too.
I thought the same thing.
yeah,
It felt like both. It felt
yeah.
great.
I felt like now that I know what it is both. So
Yeah,
that was
that's awesome.
appropriate and lovely and perfect as always.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Huh.
Krista, how was it for you?
Well, I pretty easily could connect with the 5-year-old. I mean, I feel like I remember her pretty well on the playground and like painting at preschool. Like I remember a lot of preschool time, and 10 years old. That one was a little harder to trace, but I could kind of remember like how things were starting to shift there. It was nice to talk to that 10-year-old. And then the 15-year-old, I really liked visiting that 15-year-old person. That was a good visit. I hadn't visited my 15-year-old self in some time. I didn't realize there was like, so it was such a nice time in my life I think you're a sophomore when you're 15. And then rolling through all the years, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have lived a lot of years, you know? So I felt like I almost needed more time with that, because I was like, wait a second, 20s, 30s, 42. So yeah, no, I appreciated being able to talk to them, and I'm glad to have them like read back into myself more.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what was it like to integrate with them? What was that like for you?
It was like I don't even know how to put words to this. It was like I want to pay attention to them more, like give them attention and give them what they need, like provide them that space of time to play. Because I think I have put the tendency of too much like expectation, like the pleasing of like, oh, my parent fate, you know, that kind of thing. But it's not I'm putting quotations around that. So anybody that or thing or entity that I'm trying to like impress, I think that it's nice to remember those kids because they were open to learning and not stressed about pressures of like trying to get an A or a B. Like when you're in 3rd grade, you don't really think about grades. You're just like playing your violin or painting your picture. You know, you're just doing your thing. You're writing your essay, but you don't think it's trying, you know, you're not trying to get into college or something at that time. You're just being yourself. You're just kind of developing your things. So I liked bringing them back in again because it's like an innocence. There is an innocence there. And
But I love that you called them kids, because it's like, they're kids.
they're totally kids.
They're like, we're like, it's kids, they're kids. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, ladies. Well, thank you so much. And I will be in touch about what's next. And so have a great night, and we'll see you guys soon.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was wonderful.
So good.
Okay. All right. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye.